30. Here we go. Welcome. You're on Worldwide.
Hey, listen, I just had a comment. I just have a suspicion that, when the Republicans finally do get back in, that they're not going to do anything to overthrow this health care. As much as they
all you got to do is
now,
listen to...
I think all they really want is to be back in power.
Look, the Republicans... How anybody can like the Republicans after they controlled the House and the Senate from 2000 to 2006. Mm-hmm. They got America into Iraq, Afghanistan. They passed civil liberty busting legislation like the Patriot Act.
Oh, and the worst
and the
part,
Military Commissions Act.
Now they're pretending to be libertarians. That's what really pisses
me off.
Their
war on drugs. They're big on the war on drugs. War on prostitution. May keep everything illegal. Republicans they both suck.
Yeah, now they're suddenly anti-government because they're not in power. But just wait till they're back. It'll be the same.
Well,
I just have this suspicion that the same way that Obama's not stopping the war, now that he's in there, they railed against the war as a. Well, you follow me. The Republicans get back in there. I don't think they're going to do a darn thing to end this health care issue.
In fact, every time there's a bombing now in Iraq, they're talking. Oh, they're going to have to stay longer. They're going to keep this war on terror bullshit going for indefinitely.
Indefinitely, it's designed to be perpetual war.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, could the government get away with half the crap they do if there wasn't this looming external threat out there to keep us all scared? They couldn't do that. It's too profitable. It's too convenient for them as a means to grab power to have this constant war out there somewhere.
Yeah. So no Republicans for me, folks. You can forget that. Welcome. You're on Worldwide.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Sasan. First of all, I'd like to say, Sasan, you're doing an excellent job explaining the deal with health care, what the root causes of the problems are, what the real solutions are. Let me give you a couple of examples how, like, the already socialized medicine we have has just turned into a disaster. When they first came out with Medicare in 1965 or 66, it was like a $3 billion a year program, and they promised, well, by 1990, it's not going to cost more than $7 billion, but in 1990, it was like a $65 billion program. They always come up with these lower numbers than they really are. The old stupid George Bush's prescription drug addiction bill was twice as expensive as they said it was going to be. By the time the ink dried on the bill, that's another disaster. I mean, a lot of Republicans supported that, so they're for their socialized medicine, but they're against Obama's socialized medicine. And I was just wondering, have you ever seen the show John Stossel did called Sick in America? It was about health care. I think one of Stossel's main points was, even though insurance in and of itself is still part of the free market, is the most inefficient. A third party paying for something is the most inefficient way to pay for something. Because, I mean, it's like if you go to the grocery store, buy a gallon of milk, and you say it's like $3, and say, oh, well, that's what the regular price is, no big deal. But if somebody other than you pays for it, I mean, are you going to care if it's $3 or $15 for that
that just
gallon?
goes to human nature. There's a big difference between when you're spending out of your own money and if you're spending somebody else's money. You treat things completely differently. You buy in a completely different way.
Exactly. And I think the best example of the way we need to go with healthcare are the ones that are going down in prices. They're the most competitive. That's the cosmetic surgery and the LASIK surgery. The technology improves and the prices go down.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. See y'all later.
Okay.
Bye. You brought up some good points.
He did.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's try. Welcome. You're on Worldwide.
Whenever people talk about Republican and Democrat, they just kind of, even if you give it lip service and talk about it referentially, it just perpetuates this nonsense about left, right, and we just keeps that fantasy politics football game going on.
I agree. It's a con game.
So what I do whenever I talk to somebody, like I tell them I'm not a Republican or a Demoblican.
Yeah, they both want the same thing. Republicans and Democrats, liberals, conservatives. They both think that government's a solution to their problems, and they both think that freedom, real freedom, leads to chaos.
I like how they're pretending like they're these budget hawks now. Oh, we can't continue this deficit spending. Hell, they got $2 trillion to spend in Iraq. So it's all just a big.
Well, I think that they know that it's so screwed now, budget-wise, that there's really no point in being fiscally responsible anymore. It's all going to come tumbling down. And as an example of that, I recently read this report. This is how messed up the budget is and how politicians can't save you. Some bank in Switzerland recently decided to basically audit the U.S. Treasury to see how screwed up our finances really are. And what they found out is that the federal government, through some bookkeeping, accounting wizardry, the federal government owes itself $4.4 trillion. The federal government owes itself $4 trillion if you were to actually balance the books. And when you think about it that way, all this talk about is it going to affect the budget, are we going to be able to get out of this deficit? At this point, it's so jacked it doesn't matter. It's going to come crashing down.
Another point I want to make, the Republicans are saying this health care thing is unconstitutional. I can guarantee you that the war on drugs is not constitutional. There's nothing in the U.S. Constitution that authorizes a war on drugs. So I dismiss these Democrats and Republicans. It's just a con game.
It's a matter of convenience whenever they talk about what's unconstitutional.
That's right. That's right. Thanks.
Okay,
good to hear from you, Mike.
Okay, good to hear from you guys. See you later. Bye.
Okay. Welcome. You're on Worldwide.
Hey, Jeff. I was wondering when y'all were coming back on the air.
We're back.
Hey, but I'm a long-time listener, Jeff. I've got some awesome access stuff that I recorded about the JFK assassination the night my son was born, and he's 22. And I've been watching you for as long as you've been on, and we've talked at the VA before.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Now, actually, I got to say right now, I've been using the VA for, about 15 years. And that's a government-run health care program.
That's right.
And I think it works just fine.
Hey, but they're not financially, the finances don't add up. They're a money-losing organization. That's a real problem. Not necessarily that the care is bad, but that it's not sustainable.
Well, it's like I say, it depends. As far as I'm concerned, they killed my father and brother.
Really?
Yes, and every time I'm in there, I have to remind them that they ain't gonna kill me if I have anything to do about it. And the deal is, if you don't make no waves, it's like being in the Army again. To me, you have to kind of play their little game, to get. Otherwise, a perfect example. A friend of mine, I told him, hey, there's more stuff for you if you're homeless than they are, benefits for me, right? Even though I'm a Vietnam vet, right? He went homeless and took advantage of it, and he gets paid travel pay to go to AA meetings, to where it's his part-time job going to AA meetings because he gets travel pay from the VA.
Thank you, sir. Okay, go to another quick one here. Welcome. You're on Worldwide.
Yeah, I was glad to hear you say that about because there's something that I've really noticed in our culture. There's this attitude now, and I've even heard it said verbatim the way you said it a while ago. People fear freedom like it's chaos.
Right.
To a lot of people now, I don't know how this happened. Well, I know how it happened.
Well, people just get really, really nervous at the thought of other people choosing the own course of their lives. I don't know. I've never been that way. I've never gotten nervous, but some people, I guess, are just institutionalized or something.
Listen, I was at a just.
Hey, sir, sorry, but we're about to go off the air like 15 seconds here. Would you call back next week?
Yeah, folks, we're scheduled to be back here next week, same time, same channel. And once again, thanks to everybody for being here. Fantastic show. So that should wrap it up. Is that it? Okay, well.
5 seconds.
Okay, Jeff Davis Show on Facebook, folks.